Do you like movies that are heavy on atmosphere and also kind of give you that sense that you don't know what's really going on? Then check out the work of Damian Mc Carthy. Hey everyone, my name is Chris. I am your friendly neighborhood Baba Duchess, movie critic, horror blogger, drive-in mutant, and today I'm talking about the films of Damian Mc Carthy, whose new movie Hokum is coming out this week. I know some people got to see an early screening of it. I did not, because my local theater did a mystery horror movie and it ended up being Over Your Dead Body, which I very much enjoyed, but really is not a horror movie. It's really a very dark comedy with a lot of gore. I know at other theaters, people got Hokum. So I've been very good. I've not watched anything or read anything because I do want to go into this one as blind as possible. But what I have done is revisited Damian Mc Carthy's earlier films. First, I'm going to talk about both of them together generally, and then get a little more specific with each one, but really not too much. So his first two movies are Caveat and Oddity. These are both movies that take place pretty much just in one area, in one house. And the director uses a lot of the same actors. This allows him to stick close to home, which is in Cork, Ireland, and also allows him to have this really character-driven focus. Because essentially, both of these movies follow a main character in a home that they are not familiar with. And I mentioned atmosphere in my opening, and that is the key to both of these movies. The house itself is its own character. The environment is its own character. And both movies follow characters that are really trapped, whether it be because of something physical or they are just literally isolated. In both movies, they cannot just get up and walk out. And contacting any outside help is almost impossible. And in both movies, the viewer does not have all the information going in. Maybe you think you know what's going to be happening with this character, but as the story goes on, it reveals more and more, which yes, most movies do. But in this way, a lot of vital information is held back, not just from the viewer, but from the main character. In a way, you are discovering the truth of what's going on along with them. He does use jump scares, but not too much. I know some people can have very strong opinions on jump scares. I'm not against them as a general practice. I'm against the overuse, but here they are used very effectively. And there is some gore, but it is not the focus. These are essentially mystery movies, and you're just unraveling the truth of what's going on with these characters. But the horror of these movies is the uncertainty, is what you don't know. Did I just leave that door open? Did I just hear that noise? I'm in the middle of nowhere. What could be making that sound? These are key elements of these movies, and they are done very well. In Caveat, we are following a man who has amnesia, and he is approached by a man who he's pretty sure is his friend, and he says, hey, go watch my niece for a couple of days. You won't really have to do much. And main character Isaac says, okay. He doesn't have a great feeling about it, but he needs some money. And of course, after he's agreed to this, his friend Mo starts revealing more and more things about it that had he known in the first place, he would not have taken this job. The most odd of this is that his niece that Isaac will be watching does not like people to get too close to her. And she's especially afraid someone will come after her in her sleep. So to assuage these fears, Isaac has to wear a body leash, which he can move through most of the house, no problem, but it stops right before he can get to the niece's room. And another fun fact for Isaac, that this house is on an island with no real way to get back and forth. So we all know that this is probably not a good idea to be taking this job. And we sense that even Isaac knows that he should not be taking this job, but he's trusting his friend. And the niece is living on her own because the father has unalived himself and her mother is just missing. She senses weird goings on in the house, and she detects them by carrying around this really creepy old drumming rabbit toy. Like, think of the monkey, only it's this extremely old, just creepy looking rabbit that drums every time there seems to be something odd in the air. It kind of serves as a warning that something is amiss. And the house itself is just kind of falling apart. It's not very well taken care of. Just a very creepy atmosphere. And like I said before, really kind of its own character. So we have a character of Isaac who is literally trapped in this house with some freaky things going on and a strange young woman who will just go into these states where she is just completely frozen. And as the movie unfolds, we figure out what Isaac is really doing there as Isaac himself starts getting some memories back. So what happened in this house? Why is Isaac there? These are the mysteries of the movie. It's a very simple story, and it is told very sparingly. And this is what Damian Mc Carthy does so well, where he may not be working with a lot or working with a huge budget, but he knows how to use what he has. Oddity is his second movie, and this one I think I like a little bit better. Not by much, but this one, if I had to pick a favorite between the two, I think this one works better for me, where a woman is killed in her new house, and her twin sister, who is basically, she's a psychic. She can touch objects and can see the history of them and who owned them. And she wants to find out what really happened to her sister. So she goes to this house. Again, this is a very isolated home. And to add to this, the main character, Darcy, is blind. So she is in a strange home trying to find out what really happened to her sister because she is not satisfied by what her brother-in-law has been telling her. And again, with this one, we have some creepy objects, doors opening on their own, maybe a spirit or two. And in this one especially, McCarthy really knows how to use space because unlike in Caveat, where this is like a smaller farmhouse, this one is a big, almost manor type house. A lot of dark corners. And again, with this one, we don't have all the information. We essentially know what Darcy knows as she's trying to figure out what really happened. So if you like something centered around a mystery that is really heavy on the atmosphere, but also has a very high creep factor, just from things around the house or maybe slight movements of the camera, it has more in common with just a good old-fashioned, whodunit. There are just a lot of elements where in this one especially, there is a little bit of a slasher element. But it also touches on the folk horror realm where you are in this remote area and there are some objects that are kind of crucial to the plot. But all in all, with both movies, just very simple, effective storytelling that will just kind of send that chill up your spine. I just wanted to talk about these briefly before Hokum comes out. And maybe you'll want to check these out before you go and see that one. And this is what I get for not making a lot of notes before I sat down. One of the things that I especially like, and this was especially true in Caveat, is the sound design. Like I mentioned, Isaac is in like this back brace leash kind of thing. And the way the chains rattle across the floor or drag across the floor as he's moving. You'll also hear the pull of the leather as he's moving and twisting in the leash. And then at night, he can hear the foxes crying. Just a lot of just unsettling sounds used so well. In a way, these movies are almost like ghost stories. And we'll see if that continues with Hokum. So I definitely recommend Damian Mc Carthy as a director to keep your eye on. These first two movies were really solid. And I will hopefully get my Hokum review out before the weekend. I plan to see it on Thursday. We'll see how that goes. So that's it for this video. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. All of that helps me out a lot. My numbers are slowly ticking up, and I appreciate every single one of you that has helped make that happen. But in the meantime, like what you like, don't be a dick, and empathy is a superpower.